Alright, so we're going to talk about the War Within because I think it's really good in general. Um, but I slapped together a tier list of some of the things from the War Within that I want to talk about. So, first off, um, I'll explain each of my categories as I go through them, why they're here. But let's start with Lore Master. I did Lore Master on like the first day of the actual release. I didn't. It's dumb because I paid for the early access, but then I wasn't home to actually like play it. So I did Lore Master. It was fun. It's like an A. Um, you get a lot more from doing the side quests and stuff. Um, yeah, it was okay. It wasn't as tedious as some of the Lore Masters. It wasn't like it wasn't bad. It wasn't good. I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't like the greatest time I had ever, but it wasn't bad. I give it an A. Um, some of the zones, I'm gonna get flamed for this one. The Ajkahed sucks. Um, throughout the lore, we've been told that the Nerubians live in the deepest place on the like planet or whatever, Azeroth. And I was expecting like a vast sprawling empire, and yeah, it's cool, but it's like one zone and it's kind of small. I don't get it. Um, I didn't like the quests there. I didn't really the story. I was like, whatever. I don't really care much for the story. So it was okay, but I can't even give it like a C because it wasn't up to my expectations, and I hope other people liked it, but I didn't. Isle of Dorn, I was gonna give it an S. However, I thought about it. It's an A because it's the introduction part of the um expansion, and you seem to leave the Isle of Dorn very quickly. Now, the Isle of Dorn is awesome. The music there is awesome. The visuals are awesome. But the amount of stuff to actually do on the Isle of Dorn, not a whole lot. The Ringing Deeps, we got our first S. We're listening to the soundtrack right now. The visuals are amazing. The quests there were amazing. The Ringing Deeps is incredible. Um, I got nothing bad to say about the Ringing Deeps, even down to like the stupid kobold quests were like, this is dumb, but I actually care about helping my kobold friends now. There was one quest, there was a missed opportunity where there was one quest you did and you came out of the cave, and they should have had you come out of the wall and then out into the big, like the wide world. They should have had it be Northshire Valley. That would have been funny. Explain the kobolds came from the Ringing Deeps, but they didn't do that. Uh, Halifal. Another S tier, boys. Holy crap, the quests here were awesome. I love the paladin-esque kind of lore, how they live their entire lives, like with the dark and light phase, and then they've just adapted to what's going on. Like they just ended up in Halifal one. They disappeared from Arathi and ended up in Halifal and just adapted and lived there. They have like farms. It's like a whole it's like a whole society that lives in Halifal. It's awesome. Um, gear gear in this expansion, it's okay. I like some of the looks. I like a lot of the earthen, like everything's kind of earthen, like related, sort of. What I don't like is the upgrades take too long to get. Like this is my 593 mace that I took a screenshot of and cropped. You know how long it took me to upgrade this thing to 593? I had to do like a week's worth of dailies. Um, yeah, not a big fan of how the gear upgrades. I think obtaining the gear is like fun, like doing world quests or doing like what you want to do in the world, but then upgrading it makes it like can't even be A. The upgrades suck, dude. Me on a mount. This is supposed to be my mounts category. C. They're really failing us on the mounts department, which is one thing that people in this game love. I don't understand why you do the whole quest to get the Earthen Allied race, and they give you this ram that kind of sucks. Its horns are so big that that's all you see while you're riding it around. Um, I haven't earned like any other mounts for doing anything else. I earned like one Nerubian flyer thing, and that was like it was a reskin of the Battle for Azeroth stuff. And I'm sitting there thinking like, where are the new mounts? I understand the expansion just came out, but and then you go to the vendors, and each vendor is like one mount. I'm like, what? I don't think they forgot about mounts. They just made them like more. They're scarce. That's what people care about. Um, campaign. A. The ending of the campaign is like an S. Um, yeah, the campaign was overall an A. I was really bored like halfway through it. But I'm telling you right now, if you're a person that plays this game for the story or the lore, finish the campaign. I'm telling you, this story they told here was incredible. There are some real dull moments though. Um, yeah, it gets an A because it can't be asked because some of the real dull moments are so dull that you're like, oh god, can I please get back to the cool stuff? Um, my first F was Torghast in the Sanctum of Domination, Sanctum of D. Um, this is going. These are categories for soloing because you can always solo like two expansions back. Um, I went to do Mythic. I could clear some of the stuff. Uh, the issue is who the hell wants to Torghast ever again? And the Sanctum of Domination is now that it's soloable, it's like not. You realize how not fun it is. Like I even tried to take my friends to go do Sanctum of D, and I'm just standing. I'm like, why the aesthetics are all exactly the same? Why did people like this raid? I don't know. Let's do another soloable. Uh, D. Castle Nathria is awesome. Don't get me wrong. I love Castle Nathria, but soloing it, you can't. You can't get past Kael'thas unless you're like a paladin and can heal, or a hunter with like a spirit beast probably can do it. But me as a warrior, it's a D. I couldn't get past Sun King on Mythic. Everyone's like, use the new band-aids. It only heals them like halfway. I'm sure if you sat there all day and did it, that's fine. But they need to either put in a skip for Kael'thas or make it so when you channel your health into him, it like just heals them to full. Um, some of these are on here because the characters from the expansion. Uh, I'm gonna rank these inside their own categories too. So I really like Phelan Lothar. Um, I think she's cool. She had a lot of like depth. Um, she went into like the struggles, like people were paralyzed, like because she's missing an arm. It goes into the struggles she faced and how she overcame them, and uh, like it's not a disability to her. It's like she uses it to her advantage. She's like, well, there's less of me to hit, you know, like it's actually like I've learned to live with this. The issue with Fair and Lothar is Anduin. Anduin sucks, and he brings this character down. This character by herself is incredible, but she can't be asked because she like, Anduin, we have to have hope, and Anduin's like, I don't want to. Fucking cries like he always does. High Speaker Brinth. I actually like High Speaker Brinth. I thought she was cool. Um, her journey to from being just part of the council to like moving up to speaker to moving up to high speaker to now she's like on the council floor. Like she went from like, just some lady who was there to like, hey, I'm part of the council now. I have a say in what happens to our people, and very cool. Let's do something a little different. Earthboys. It's like a C. They take way too long to unlock. I haven't played mine yet. That's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna level up my earthen. But this felt like just a way to get dwarves on the horde. Their their customizations are so just gonna get covered up by gear, and they don't have anything unique. They fight like dwarves. They look like dwarves. Um, I did see it's kind of cool when they die. They don't leave skeletons. They live like piles of rock. That's kind of funny. But overall, I don't think the Earth Boys was to try to make it like a huge selling point, and they're just again they're dwarves, and it took way too long to unlock for the average player. Like to just try an earthen. They should have put this in and had to be like the first quest you do to unlock them, and then let people just level them up. Who cares? Um, Radiant Echoes. I did a Radiant Echo the other day. Awesome. You can get like 100 Valor Stones, which is the best way to get them from just a Radiant Echo, and that's by yourself. I bet if you're in a group, you can get like 500 Valor Stones if you just like are hyper efficient. I guarantee some of the like top end guys, that's what they're doing. They're like getting together and like hyper efficiently farming these things, and it's cool because it reminds me of the Radiant Echoes event. Like this is the same thing. You go there, you use a Radiant Echo, and then you can do the event for as like I think everyone I've gone to has been like it activates for like 10 minutes. But in that 10 minutes, you can get so many Valor Stones. Again, it's cool. I bet this is what high end people are doing. Um, Sepulchre of the First Ones. Um, it's another one that's going in D because Anduin on Mythic is literally impossible. I soloed up to Anduin on Mythic. Zymox was extremely hard with the rings. I figured out a way you could use Heroic Leap to avoid a couple of them, which makes Zymox doable. However, once you get to Anduin, he has a debuff when you get to the Lich King phase that reduces healing down to 0. So you just die because you have no self-sustain. To make this raid soloable, they just need to remove that. And then I noticed Rygalon's probably impossible because he does phase punch on you. And the Jailer's probably impossible because of Azeroth's health. They should go back and do a nerf of these raids just so that they're soloable because the issues with the bosses are so like innate and easy to fix. Just turn those abilities off if it's easier just by yourself. Kazalgar, the whole continent as a whole. S. Every zone's awesome. The concept's awesome. The Earthen are awesome. I love Kazalgar as the whole continent. The only bad part is Ashkahed, but like the other three zones, like Isle of Dorn's incredible. The only reason it's not S is because it's like small and you leave it like very quickly. The Ringing Deeps and Hollowfall are two of the most incredible zones I think I've ever played through. Ozcat sucks, but that's... We're just gonna pretend that these are so good that it brings the whole continent up to S tier. Naru Bar Palace. I'm gonna get flamed for this one too. I've seen some videos lately of people playtesting the fights, and I'm excited for the Race to World First. But I think this is gonna suck. Again, all the aesthetics the same. It's all Nerubian stuff, and some of the bosses look way, way too hard. And that brings me to my next thing. Han Solo mode. They're talking about Han Solo mode. They're talking about making this whole expansion and everything going forward. You can do it by yourself. You probably won't get great gear and stuff for it, but the fact that it's doable by yourself, that's the best idea they've ever come up with. I hope they follow through with it. I understand it's an MMO. I understand that. I get that. But I don't want to play with you. You don't want to play with me, okay? I'm an asshole. My guild, literally, you know what the rule is in my guild? I get the gear first. You know when you get the gear? After I'm fully geared, and I feel like you deserve it. And you know what? I don't feel bad about it. I've played this game for 20 years, and I just... I'm glad finally people can just do... Just... If they don't have friends, they don't have family, they've invested 2 decades in this. Respect their time. Let them do what they're doing. Okay, Han Solo mode is fine. Leveling up to 80. Like an A behind the campaign. Leveling up to 80 was fine. The campaign was way cooler. I tell my friends and family now, if they ask me, hey, I want to get into WoW, or like, hey, I just got the War Within, like, what do I do? Just do the campaign. There's no reason to do the Lore Master stuff. The side quests are awesome, but like, campaign quests give like twice the XP. I bet you could like speedrun by just doing the campaign quests. Delves. Delves are awesome. Again, another solo-friendly experience. It's not an S because it still had its problems. There was one I went in and I was supposed to have an extra action button. I never got the extra action button, like it was bugged or something. And there were like packs of guys that you just couldn't. There were like 25 guys in a pack, and you needed to like aerial bombard them or whatever. And I just died over and over, and I'm like, well, this delve sucks. And then I went out and went back in, and then the button was there, and I'm like, why, Blizzard? Like, if I'm supposed to be able to solo this, why would you put like, I don't know why they're putting mechanics in the delves that like, it's either bugged or still requires you to like use alternative sources of whatever. I'm trying to articulate what I mean. Like, you should be able to solo everything. You shouldn't even need Brand. Like, Brand's just a bonus there, right? But other than that, Delves was awesome. It doesn't get an S because it's still got problems. One of the problems I see is the variety of these kind of sucks right now. There was one delve I did that the one with the you gotta kill the vials of black blood. Terrible. Every black blood gives you like 1% progress. And they were hard to kill too. Like, it's not just that they give 1% progress, it's that each one took like a minute to kill. It's got its problems. It has potential to be S, but they need to go back and look at some of the delves and be like, okay, let's remove this objective because why is it there? This thing, the lamplighter stuff. Hot take, S. I love that you can go light the torches and unlock, like, pick which, like, world quests you do, depending on which lights you light up. Basically, every week when you see this on your map, go there and just do it. Like, it's super. Every single daily around this thing is incredible. Uh, it's so fun. I like this new world quest thing where you go to the spot, you light the torches, and then the more torches you light, the more dailies that are there. And they're kind of like timed because if the torch goes back out, you gotta like relight it or hope somebody else does. Uh, it's just kind of like you get to pick and choose. Like, do I want to help these guys like light the torch here and then, like play with them, or do I want to go light the torch somewhere far off and like just do it myself? This is an incredible like take on the world quest. My class, uh, hey, I guess. Warrior right now, I can only really rate Warrior because it's the only one I've played, but Warrior right now feels great. Um, Demolish is one of the coolest abilities I've ever used in this game. Uh, Issue being is why the hell would you play Arms of Protection when Fury exists, right? And then Fury is the Slayer talent tree is like really boring as hero talents. Like you just have a chance to do things every time you swing. Um, I wish Slaying Strike was more like an ability I had to use or it triggered off Raging Bull resets or just make some way where I can tell when Slaying Strike's gonna happen. I don't like that's completely random right now. It's whenever you swing, you have a chance to just cast Slaying Strike, and it's like I need some more control over that. It shouldn't be a proc. It feels like they just gave me an extra bonus trinket that's like Insano mode, but I would like to know when it's gonna happen. Um, the rest of the talents, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really happy with the rest of the talent tree. Um, Even on other classes when I play them, I'm just like, why are there some choices that I just don't? I don't ever want to pick these choices. I don't care. Like in my warrior tree, there's just certain things that I'm just like, why do I have to go through this node to get to the stuff I want? But uh, it's getting more and more balanced every patch, I guess. Like right now, it makes me go the spear, like the spear of Bastion or whatever it's called now. I don't want. I want to play Thunderous Roar, but it won't be the way the tree is. I can't go that way. I don't like that. It should be. This should give me the option to take Thunderous Roar. Um, yeah, I just the talents are getting better, but they're still not. They're still not there. They need to be like up here, and they're still like extremely mid. Achievements this expansion. Like almost B, but it makes just barely makes it into A. Um, I like the achievements, how there's certain ones that like a lot of them do something for you. Which is my next example I'm gonna talk about. But achievements expansion, I read some of them. Some of them seem like why that's dumb. I don't want to do that. It's gonna take way too long. But most of them now give like an extremely like common sense reward, right? Which is why I'm going to talk about this. Um, Flight paths. When you discover all the flight paths in Kazaldar, your flight paths just are faster. That's great. That's a common sense achievement. Why aren't they all like that? If you do something 100 times, not 1,000 times. Let's say you do something 100 times, you should be more efficient at doing it. Same thing with the leveling. The new warband system is every time you level up, you get more XP for the next level. That's absolutely great. Why hasn't that always been the case? Um, yeah, the achievements need to like work together and actually be like you achieve something, but also there should be like an efficiency bar or something where, let's say I do the same world quest 5 times, I should have to either do less to finish it, or I don't know. There should be some kind of efficiency system in the game. I don't know why there's not. Okay, races. Hot take here. I don't. The races were awesome in Dragonflight, and they're still pretty cool. But I don't. It's one of those things. It carried over, and I'm like, why? Why did it carry over? It's almost an F for me right now because I like steady flying. I don't like dragon riding because I want to hit like numb. I want to hit like numb lock and look away from my screen a lot of times. And every time I do one of these stupid race quests, it changes me back to dragon riding. If they make that change, I think this could be like probably maybe even A. But the fact every time I want to do one of these daily quests, I have to change my flight style, this sucks. Also, it's in a feature that should have stayed in Dragonflight. I don't even mind the Kalimdor Cup in Eastern Kingdom because that makes you go back to old stuff. Another problem I have is in the Ringing Deeps and stuff, there's too many like objects around that you can just run into. Like, because it's a cave, right? Um, there was some of that in Dragonflight. Some of the races are really hard because of the objects in the way. But literally in War Within, some of the races have so many objects in the way that it's like this isn't a race. This is just like an obstacle course. Okay, hero talents behind regular talents. Again, I have no definitive way to be able to like. I'm playing Slayer. I have no way to know when Slaying Strike's gonna happen. It may be really cool for other classes. For my class, Demolish was again one of the coolest abilities I ever used, but like I'm never playing arms, so yeah, hero talents are great addition, but my class at least, and what I've experienced, it's not there yet. It needs work. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I wish that they'd fix it. Not fix it, but rework it. Slaying Strike should actually be just a button then in my rotation or something. Okay, next. The quests. Most of the quest expansion, pretty good. Um, issue being, why is my quest log still a thing? Like, your quest log is full. Yeah, I pick up a lot of quests in this game, man. I like to do them all. I like to get Lore Master. Um, at this point, the quest log should just be infinite, or up to like 100, where you could never have that many at once. Um, a lot of the side quests were like either irrelevant or you could not do them until you did the campaign, and then you had to go like backtrack. That's why it's not getting anything but like super mid B. The side quests bring it down so much. Again, the campaign quests incredible. Side quests. All right, next the music. Top of the S tier. We're listening to it right now. That's it. Every single zone. The music in WoW hits no matter what. I cannot explain to you. This is the first time I turn sound back on in WoW, and I leave it on because the War Within like has incredible music. Um, it's so good. I can't praise the music enough. Like, even if you take out everything in WoW and just left the music in and sat somebody down and said, "Hey, listen to this," they'd be like, "That was either calming or like I feel like I'm gonna be in an epic battle," or like the cathedral music. It's like, dude, I feel like I'm at a cathedral. Um, Professions. Hottest take on this list? Worst. I hate the professions, man. I hate that they carried over the Dragonflight specializations, and, like, I still don't get it. Why can't I make cool... I'm a blacksmith. Always been a minor blacksmith because I'm a warrior, if from back in the day when that made sense. I still don't get why I can't make absolutely cool shit for other people and myself using my profession. Like back in the day. Okay, back in the day it was more about actual gear. Like the Lionheart helm, right? You wanted the Lionheart helm. It had like what, 2% hit, which was like overcapped you sometimes. Up through like Cataclysm, you could always make like epics, like could make like bind on pickup level epics at the beginning of an expansion, make some money. But the game's moving away from that. Why can't I add like cool spikes and chains and stuff to my gear and like make my weapons like different like colors or just something? This whole like specs for your professions, man. I'm not into it. It sucks. Um, Maybe you out there, maybe you love it. I think it's bottom of the barrel. I let it press the professions button and like literally like slammed my desk because I'm like they just carried over the system that I didn't care about. Alright, done being mad about that. Old Azeroth. Uh it's going in like D. I've never felt this way more than I have now. I live on Kazalgar now. I go back to like Orgrimmar, and then I press my map and realize, oh shit, I'm on Kalimdor. Like it takes me that many steps to realize I went back to the old world. There's no reason to do anything back on Azeroth. At least the other expansions tried, like they had like their Wrathia Highlands rework. They had like the Dark Shore stuff. Now there's nothing. You just live on Kazalgar. There's no reason to go back to anything. Even when I went to Shadowlands, I'm just like, I wish I was back on Kazalgar, because at least then I'm earning current stuff. I don't know, they need to rework one of the old zones so you have a reason to go back. Maybe like Don Moreau or something for the Earth and have it have like a stone invasion there or something. I don't know, but they completely like forgot to add something in the old Azeroth for us to do or go back to. Maybe it's coming in a patch, but uh, completely neglected. Again, I didn't even realize I was on Kalimdor until I opened my map and I'm like, oh, this is Orgrimmar, right? Okay. Anduin Rin. No, I'm not gonna put him F. He's not F. He's actually even cooler than probably. I'll give him like a low C. He's still freaking whining every chance he gets, and like he can't call in the light. Um, for anybody who hasn't noticed, there's one thing that's not on my list here, and I'm not going to talk about it because no spoilers. But Anduin's very cool. Um, he's getting there. I think he's on the path to getting better and actually being the king that we deserve. But right now he sucks, dude. He still sucks. He whines all the time, and I'm just like, every time I think you're gonna be like have a redemption, you just whine again, and you're like, I can't do it. Would your dad say he couldn't do it, or would he just do it? Come on now. Uh, One Warband, very cool. Warbands are awesome. They need to be bigger though. They should have made them like 8 characters instead of 4. Um, Currently, what you want to do is you want to have your plateware, a mailware, a leatherware, and a clothware on your warband. So every time something happens, you can get all the you can unlock everything for everybody. Um, I think with 8 characters it would have been perfect because then you can really slot in what like I would have like 4 warriors and then one of each like armor type, and I'd still have 1 slot left. Um, it's a step though. It's getting an S because it's a step in the right direction. Uh, I hope the warband continues and it's a step towards 1 account, right? 1 warband is great, but it needs to be 1 account. Or not even 1 account. What if somebody owns like 5 accounts, right? Like multi-box, so it should be 1 battle.net. Like, if you're playing this game and doing something on a character, it should be on your account. Account wide. It shouldn't be warbound, it should be account. If I find a mace on my warrior and I want to send it to another warrior, I should be able to do that. I don't get this whole dichotomy that it needs to be like, oh, it can only be 4 guys, and oh, it can only be 1 guy, and then we don't live in 2004 anymore, Blizzard. 1 account. Then maybe even expand it to 1 battle.net. Whatever you do on your battle.net is what you can do in you've unlocked in the game. Alright, my rant about that's done. Uh the Dalaran intro. Yikes. It's like a D. I was so excited to get into the War Within, and then they roadblocked me by like putting me through this Dalaran event. And then I'm like, I finished the Dalaran event and I'm on the Isle of Dorn. And the Isle of Dorn is so good that it made me even like almost forget that the Dalaran stuff even happened. The only reason I remember is because of the Khadgar stuff, right? But like even then, they kind of forget about him too. They're just like, we gotta help the Earthen and stuff. The Dalaran event was like almost an F. When you nearly forget that it happened because the Isle of Dorn is so good. Yeah, the Dalaran event's not it. Um, Arachnophobia mode. It's getting like an S tier. Arachnophobia mode is not. I don't use it, but I know people who would benefit greatly from not seeing spiders. Right? They actually could play the game because they don't have their fear in front of their face constantly. My issue with it is they turn all the spiders into crabs, and it's like that's kind of equally as like what if somebody like is scared of crab like both things? Now what? There should be like a fluffy bunny mode or something. Who cares? Who cares what the visuals look like to somebody else who just wants to play the game? Doesn't affect me at all, but accessibility wise, that is very good. Uh, Very good idea, arachnophobia mode. But again, there needs to be like fluffy bunny only mode where like you just don't want to see anything creepy ever. You shouldn't have to. Xalatath is a villain. It's kind of menacing. Xalatath started out for me as like I didn't like Xalatath, especially because where she came from was just kind of shoehorned in, but she's getting better. She started out as like super mid C. Now she's moving up because she's just every time she does something, she's more and more menacing. She feels like a real threat. Um, I think by like midnight, we're gonna be like. I kind of do want to be sick of her though because, like, let me kill this fucking. Let me kill this lady, please. Because I have a feeling she's gonna get so irritating that like I don't even want to kill you because you're a villain. I want to kill you because you need to go, right? So far I like Xalatath. She's very mid, but that's because we still don't really know anything about her. Like why She apparently like sent the old gods or like is part of that somehow. They never really explain. Okay, I have this the actual Nerubians. And Cat sucks. The zone they're in, the actual Nerubians have always been cool. Um, Especially the general. When you talk to him, he says a Nubarak lines. He says, "My might cannot be matched," and then he goes, if you talk to him as undead, I saw this yesterday on Reddit. If you talk to him as undead, he goes, "You undead are filth." And then he goes, "But do you want to buy something?" So like they're aware and they don't like the undead because of what happened with Arthas, and it's a very cool how they're like acknowledging the events of Northrend. Alira Windrunner. I like Illyria less than probably doing Loremaster. Probably less than the Olive Dorn. Better than these. Like I think it's better story than Brinth. Because Brinth just came in, but Illyria's been in the story. I like Lothar more because she's got a lot of depth with her disability and like adapting to things and like pretty much explaining Halifal to you, whereas Illyria is just like, "I'm gonna stop Xalatath" every time she talks. She's one that's time goes on, she's just dropping because like I'm just so tired of her hearing about her vendetta against Xalatath. We get it, you don't like Xalatath. You're gonna stop Xalatath. You're gonna do this. You feel compelled, like you have to do that. I don't know, but um, she's A because she's still like a main character and like probably better than like Xalatath. At least we know what Illyria's doing. We don't really know what these characters are doing. Okay, early access. Hottest take here. Worst thing that happened. Blizzard straight out said, "We're not even gonna have world quests and stuff for you to do during the early access. There will be no advantage. You won't be able to do anything but like the main stuff in early access, right?" Turns out they lied. As soon as the people hit 80, there were world quests, but they weren't just world quests. I heard on the first day, if you hit 80 within like the first 12 hours, one of the quests gave like an epic weapon. And like everybody in the world did it. And everybody in the world got a huge advantage by having the early access. They need to not do this ever again. Or if they do, actually stick to that. Listen, you have early access, have fun playing it, but nothing unlocks until the actual like full release. Like have fun flying around the new zones and with nothing to do. Like I don't know, this sucked. Um this is a gaming problem in general, but early access for this was a monumentally bad thing. Um, Again, it could have been just their server engineer or something accidentally flipped a switch and like turned the quests on. But that's still unacceptable to have everybody in the world get like a weapon that's so much better than everything else because they rushed to 80 and then happen to like just stumble into it. That's like if you're gonna tell me early access doesn't give you any like advantage, don't have it be an advantage then. Okay. Uh Belagar the Star. This is the coolest skybox I've ever seen. And not only is it a cool skybox, but the crystal isn't actually part of the skybox. The skybox is just the stuff coming off it. The actual crystal is there. I saw a hunter yesterday who used disengage and actually like made it to the crystal, and he for some reason he stuck to it. But I mean, it's pretty much exploration. Blizzard doesn't like that, but Belladonna the Stars, incredible in Hollow Fall. Um, very cool. Like, and it's cool how it changes between dark and light. Still, even like, even if you do all the quests and everything, it still goes through its phases, and uh, it actually even has effects on the world around it. Like, if it's light, there's certain like light monsters that are around. If it's shadow, the shadow monsters are like stronger. Belladar is very cool as like not only a game object but like part of Hollowfall. I had to talk about it because that's what everybody. I had to put it in here. Belladar, the star is incredible. Okay. Um. Let's rank. Let's rank the expansion as a whole. So far, hot take. I love it. It's incredible. Look at this list. Most things that like people like, whatever, are mid. Stuff people actually care about: the quest, the solo mode, the campaign, the achievements, and talents are kind of whatever. I mean, the gear should probably be farther up, but like the actual stuff that the average player gets to see and experience is all in the top part, right? The expansion is so far like patch 1 point or 11.0. Yes, dude, this was awesome. People can disagree, but I had the time of my life for like a week leveling up and like going through Ring Deeps and Howlfall. Uh, the World Soul Saga as a whole. Hot take here. This is how you start a saga, boys. Dude, the story they are telling, the characters, well, besides Anduin, because he ruined, like, even he's mid now, because they're finally making him, like, not whine, but anyway. This is how you start this saga. Please, Blizzard, don't fuck it up. Continue doing the right stuff. Make cool zones. Make characters that I actually care about. A lot of the campaign, they're finally understanding that if you play on people's emotions, when you tell a story, that's so much better than just like Thrall doing whatever Thrall does. Um, but yeah, that's my own list of pictures that I literally made and slapped in here. Um, yeah, the absolute like again the best thing, the music is just something else, man. And then the worst thing, the early access, they said wouldn't be an advantage, and then it was. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. I just wanted to talk about War Within a little bit and like rank some of the stuff that I've seen and experienced so far. Um, I talked a little about like WoW 20. That's gonna be awesome. And Drakthir Warriors are coming, which we all know I'm gonna level that up. So, peace.